Alright, y'all, today I got a bit of a weird one. Partially because I wanted to explore Abigail again, but then I also started thinking about Twilight Diviner because we had that single card strategy video and it got me thinking, let's try to put that into a deck. And then we got to this really weird pile of cards because I also get to play Avatar Destiny. So let's talk about it and see how good this is. Yeah, this is kind of a result of just being in the lab too hard, but we're starting with a couple of Cecil because, Death Touch is always good. Requiting Hex, because we know that card's solid. One Tiny Bones, because we do have a fair amount of removal, so maybe we get stuff from the opponent's yard. Llanowar Elves, which aren't doing a ton, but we have a lot of things that cost 3, so this could help out in several games. No Priests of Oblivion. This is a card I think people forgot about. While mine is one of the older versions, this is in Foundations. And it having Lifelink and Menace, fantastic. But later in the game, being able to get any of your problematic cards back out of the graveyard is kind of nice. We do have Rot Curse Rakshasa, so this is another one we can sneak through some attacks, but does work with Abigail, which is really nice. Strategic Betrayal, we just have a couple, though I think there's somewhere where we could cut at least one creature and play another Strategic Betrayal, because we don't have much against the graveyard decks with this version. Sunset Saboteur, this card's just quality, hard to deal with, does have Menace, just all around good. And again, another card that works with Abigail if we want to. Speaking of which, if I keep saying Abigail, if you don't know what it is, it's a 1/1 flying first strike lifelink for 2 mana. But when it enters battlefield, you can put a flying first strike lifelink counter on any other creature and it loses its other abilities. We do have Abyssal Harvester, another way to get things out of the graveyard. Also good if you're killing your opponent's creatures. Or this technically does work against the graveyard deck, so if they discard something to the yard, you can get a copy of it, which is kind of nice. And then it also works with Twilight Diviner, right? If you return something with the Abyssal Harvester, you get a free thing. Or if you use Null Priest of Oblivion, you get a free thing. So there's a few ways to get some use out of it here. And just their Surveil is pretty nice. You also have Unstoppable Slasher, which, by the way, Unstoppable Slasher also returns from the graveyard. Gets you another copy with Twilight Diviner, which is very cool. Since we're in black and green, I decided to play a couple of copies of Maelstrom Pulse and Avatar of Destiny. The reason I like this card is if you put it on the Death Touchers, your opponents kind of really don't want to block it. However, if you put it on Unstoppable Slasher, well, they're probably going to block it. And if it dies, well, then you get the Slasher back and something else. And this goes back to your hand, which is actually really cool. Avatar Destiny, don't have a lot of spots for it, but this could be one of the decks where it works. And it works good against something like Day of Judgment if you don't want to overcommit to the battlefield on turn 4. And then we have a couple of copies of Disruptive Stormbrood. Gives us some early removal, but also a creature that can destroy artifacts and enchantments. Between that and Maelstrom Pulses are only real ways to deal with artifacts and enchantments. So we'll see how it works out. But yeah, y'all know the drill. If you want to support the channel and these kind of crazy experiments, be sure to buy your cards over at Tales of Adventure and save money. It's toamagic.com. Use my code DRAGON when you go over there. It's DRAGN, and you will save 5% on literally everything you buy. And I'll be really appreciative. You'll have my love. But that aside, let's go see if this weird Golgari experiment actually can get some wins. Alright, we'll try to make this work. Got the Avatar Destiny, which is fun. And we have time to draw the 4th land, which is also good. And we only have... Well, that's not true. There's a couple of lands that could be tapped on 4. We'll try to avoid those. Alright, what you got for us, opponent? Oh, here comes a Duress. No, it's a Hired Claw. Alright, let's go here. And then I guess we'll go Twilight Diviner. It does cost us some life. Needlehead, tough. I mean, I would kind of be inclined to block here. We do have possible life gain later. Don't know if it's going to be enough. Yeah, I'm blocking. I don't know if there's a world where we thought we wouldn't, but I'm definitely blocking. Okay, well, we drew damage lands, which is not good against this particular deck, obviously. What do we have on top? You know what? This could be in the yard, and that's fine. I might want the actual Strategic Betrayal. Sure. This gets rather interesting. All right, so this changes what I wanted to do a little bit. Let's go Strategic Betrayal. Would you like to sacrifice your slasher, please? No, I didn't think you would. All right, no attacks. Oh, they're taking damage, so that can't be good. Another slasher. Wow. Okay. Then I have to question, is there a world where we could take one and be okay? Or go down, take one hit and be alright? I have a Saboteur in the graveyard. I have 2 creatures. Alright, I'm just going to take it. They obviously have something as far as removal. I just don't know what it is. But I guess I'm just going to take a chance. If they have the thing, they have the thing, and we'll just lose. Okay, they didn't. Still can't attack here. But we potentially get to double block. Now, if they have a burn spell or something, it's gonna, or a removal, it's gonna make things tough. Now, if they get rid of Saboteur first, which is good, we get to flip 6 cards here. And it'll return something. We have 30 creatures in the deck. If we don't hit 1 and 6, that's going to be awful. Alright, we at least hit 1. We get a second copy. And we get Avatar Destiny back. Sure. But this at least buys us a little bit of time. So we'll take what we can get here. Alright, those go away. We get... Ooh. They have a Bloodletter. That's kind of spicy. Let's get rid of one of those permanently. I'm going to go with this. We're a little far away. If we had 5 lands, I might just play the Tiny Bones there, but... This is a way to potentially gain some life. And if we get a land, we can Tiny Bones Avatar Destiny. Alright, they play a land. And then... I mean, here's the thing. That feels like they know we have the Avatar Destiny. So, alright. I'm going to try to just attack first. All right, I'm not doing anything, so this is on you. Like, kill my creature or don't. I'm gaining life, and you're playing the aggro. All right, cool. Okay, so they had the burn spell. We were right. And had we taken any other damage, they would have had enough to finish us. So that's actually very important. All right, we have a 7/7, which will get to take... Ooh. Can we... Is that exactly 13? Because this is giving it +7, right? That should do it. Yeah. A big Tiny Bones. Hell yeah. Many apologies to my opponent. This is a dumb card to lose to, but we just got to try new things around here every once in a while. Okay, a couple of Llanowar Elves and 3 mana things, so we can't be too upset about that. We will very likely be keeping this one. Also, opponent's name is Poppin' Fresh. Isn't that like the name of the Pillsbury Doughboy, like the official name or something? Or did I just make that up? If so, that sounds believable. We might end up having some Strategic Betrayal and Llanowar Elf next turn. Though, I don't know. We could Slasher, let them, like... Oh, not what I thought they were going to do here. I was going to say, we could let them play the Slasher and see if they play Shelter. And then if so, we could potentially Maelstrom Pulse the Shelter. That might be the better play. I don't really know here. But, no, I think I'm going to Strategic Betrayal here, because both of these cards are good for their game plan. And I feel like if we just set them back a little bit, that's probably the right way to go. And having a little extra mana doesn't hurt. In case we find a 2-mana thing, we could still cast 2 spells next turn. And there's a Pridemate, so that would have definitely been more life. So we did choose correctly. Now the decision is, do we just get rid of Pridemate? Oh, that's so tempting. Dang. I feel like maybe we go back to plan A and see if they just shelter. And then just play this tapped on black. And then we'll just see. Because I think if they have a shelter, they'll play it here. Excellent. That's what we expect was going to happen. So the next turn, we can kill Ajani and get the Slasher back. So we just take 5 here. It's not even worth blocking. Yeah, that's fine. That's a nice bonus, but we can't really do anything with the mana here. There is a world where we could have been more patient and played like Harvester first. And maybe taking some extra damage there, but not totally necessary. I mean, if they have another shelter, we probably just see that here, but that's fine. Okay, cool. So that's not bad at all. Can we get an untapped land? No, but Abigail to maybe turn off a Halaya or something? Not the worst thing in the world, actually. I don't hate that. Let's go ahead and go here. And they can just have the life. We don't really care. I mean, we're attacking with slashers. They can block or not. We're fine. Just cuts their life total in half. Alright. So we're kind of doing the thing. It's like if you squint real hard, the pieces are coming together. I was going to say, at some point, we're just playing Halaya, right? Like, what's going on? And they have nothing else to play here. Fantastic. I mean, if you attack, I'm not blocking. Just letting you know. Yeah, I'm just taking the 1. We could also get life back at any point. Oh, there's the land. A little bit late. Okay, so now we play this and we surveil. Don't need you, don't need you. Those can both go to the yard. And then we'll go attacking. If they block, they block. If they don't, whatever. Here's the fun part, though. They're going to block. We're going to get basically 2 slashers back. And we can get a Halaya. So I'm going to go ahead and put full control on here. And then I'm going to get a copy of their Halaya. And then we get Slasher, and we get a card. Hell yeah. We are doing it, folks. Take that, life gain deck. Yep, you can have that all you want. We don't even care. Oh, well, that's fun. I mean, we just get rid of Linden, right? Or at least attempt to. Oh, and then we get a Linden. Hold up. That's fun stuff. Yeah! This shouldn't have worked that well. I don't even know. This is just like a random assembly of cards that kind of just live in the adjacent neighborhoods to each other, but kind of somehow work out. But that was a fun comeback against the life gain deck. Okay, we get to go first. Yeah, let's keep it. I think I'm just going to play Cecil on 1 here. It's very tempting to play Llanowar Elf here, but I think no matter what, next turn we can still play Elf and Requiting Hex. And of course, you kind of want to get Cecil rolling where you can. Now, of course, because I say that, I'll draw a 3-mana thing and been like, man, if I'd have played Llanowar Elf. But sometimes just make a decision and go with it. Okay, well, we didn't get the bad part of that, so that's good. Go ahead and get our attack on. Fantastic. In the turn. Opponent, would you like to... Oh, no. Lightning Helix is incoming. Yeah. Saw that happening. Not too bothered by that, though. That card's not going to do much here. We need some creatures. We play 30 creatures in this deck. Where are they? Like, where are they hiding? Because this is probably like a Boros control thing, which is not good for us. But seeing as how the opponent just passed there, didn't do anything, let's just play your next removal spell. Alright, that's what I thought. I mean, we're not really doing much else. Oh, there's black mana. Alright. Sure, man, you are way late. Needed you earlier. I also could have probably waited on the Avatar Destiny, to be honest. Just to see what the opponent did. I'm probably going to end up regretting that, because this is a matchup where I should have protected that card. It's just way more important. Yeah, sure. They will have to discard a card to kill that, so that's good. Wow, Duskmourn's Claim. Alright, well, that is a magic card. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. I assume they have a bunch of removal, but who the heck knows? We're going to try to do a thing here. See if the opponent agrees. They let it happen. They let it happen. Oh, man. I don't think they know what we're about to do. Yeah, hell yeah, brother. Oh, you're going to exile your own graveyard? Hey, you know what? You do what you got to do. That play is legit. Yeah, you got to get rid of your own graveyard. That's cool. They were probably saving it to see if I was going to attack, but we, in fact, did not attack. Double Duskmourn's Claim. Wow. All right. So they have more expensive stuff. So this is going to be bad for us. That wasn't the worst, actually. Okay, so we're at 13. They're at 15. We did draw an extra land, which is good. Can't use this on that because that's be value 2 or less. So we have to Strategic Betrayal and play Slasher. What's in the yards? Nothing in theirs, obviously. Man, this sucks. If I get rid of this, I can't get it. I guess we're just attacking here. It's got to be what it's got to be. I don't have a way to get an extra point here so I could flip this. That would be awesome. Alright, well, here's hoping we don't die between our Cecil and the Duskmourn's Claims or whatever. You got it. Alright, what's that last card? It is not something of serious consequence. Alright, let's see if we die. That doesn't get us. That doesn't get us. Wow. They drew land. Whoo. Whoo, buddy. And we got to deal 5 to them? Yeah, we just attack here, right? I mean, they'll gain life, obviously, whatever, but... So they're going to go to 8. Oh, I should have done this first. I could have denied them a point of life. That could have been important. I might come back to regret that, because they can have 2 expensive spells and cause us to lose here. Alright, I'm just going to do this and get rid of a Duskmourn's Claim, because I think that's the only way for sure we don't auto-lose. And them getting 1 less card is obviously good for business. Alright, let's see it. Though with them at 5, we could also just get rid of them. I mean, we drew Stormbrood. We have a few 4s and 5s. Ritual Chamber, sure. That's not a thing we're worried about, so that's good. Alright, so they gain more life, so that's a problem. Alright, we both drew lands. Okay. Alright. So we're going to go to 1, and then we do lose to a Duskmourn's Claim then, huh? So we have to attack with our Cecil. Huh. How do we want to approach this? Because we kind of have to attack. So we can go to 13. This is such an ugly spot. And I can get... Yeah, we just attack with both, I guess. And just say it is what it is. If they go to 4... Put them to 5... I feel like I mismanaged it. I could have... Man, I don't know. Maybe I should have just got rid of the authority of the consoles. That might end up being the reason we lose this. I should have just let them take more damage to the Duskmourn's thing while we were ahead. But they attack here. We go to 7. Then we go down to 5. They would go up to 7. But then we're attacking for 5. Well, there's still Duskmourn's Claim to... I don't know. This is way closer than I want it to be. Also, if we just drew Maelstrom Pulse, that would also help a ton. Yeah, you got it. Don't forget, in a pinch, we could gain 2 life if necessary. Like, oh, no, we can't, because I don't even have a legal target, right? Doesn't go to destroy target creature with none of it. Wait, it's... Oh! Because their guy doesn't have value. What the hell? I was thinking it costs 5. Duh. Y'all are probably just staring at me going like, why are you sitting on this Requiting Hex? Y'all are 100% right. I was so locked into the life totals, trying to figure out what was going to happen. Alright, well they gain 3. We lose that. They go to 8, down to 6. Dealt 2 to them. I can deal 3 to them. And gain a point. Gain 4. Gain 3. Well. I'm just trying to think, like, they don't have a demon. So they would just go to 1 and have to deal with the demon situation on their turn if we don't play anything. I don't know if going to 1 or 2 matters here. So I'm just going to attack. And then I'm probably just going to play Saboteur and hold Abigail. Well, that sucks. I feel like I had a really fun game that y'all were going to enjoy the finish to. And as it turns out, I had a weird power surge and my internet dropped for a second. Fortunately, I have a universal power supply and like it kept everything up for me to at least shut everything down for a second, but everything's good, no problem. Just like a weird thing happened electrically, but I lost the end of that game, so we'll just get everything up and running and we'll get into the next one. We'll keep this. Man, I'm so disappointed. We were in... Oh, there's a moon shadow. I don't even know. Y'all may see it in the video or not, but there was a cool game we were in the... I might include it, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Because just the progress of the game was really cool. It just sucks because we were getting down to the last couple of turns. And then I had a internet power issue, and that sucked. So it was super disappointing. But, that being said, we're on to other things. So we're just going to remove this so we don't have to deal with it. If I attack with Cecil, I'll lose 2. They lose a card. We're probably playing Diviner next turn. Yeah. I mean, because we're either... This way, we're at least costing them a card. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing on our turn. I guess I could have prevented some damage as opposed to whatever. So, probably better to not attack there, actually. Because I'm going to take 5 in total instead of just taking 2 from blocking. But it's neither here nor there. I guess technically I could have taken less because I could have blocked that guy. So there is something to that. A little bit of a misplay on my part. It'll probably come back to bite us, but that's okay. Any chance there's a Llanowar elf here? No, but you aren't bad either. So let's go here and Saboteur. Opponent's also down to 2 cards. And if we get 3/3s down, those block most things except for the Iron Shield elf, but then it costs them a card every turn, so I guess we're okay with that too. Yep, that makes sense. Because they need their card to protect a creature here. So we take 4. Yeah, I think that's fine. Obviously, spin the last card you got. Oh, and it's a freebie creature. Good for them. All right, Surveil. Ooh. Probably not you, but Slasher could work. Really would have been nice if there were just a Llanowar elf up top, honestly. Would have been the best thing. Oh, and they found a bitter triumph. All right, cool. GG's. Okay, this just looks like a regular mid-range Golgari pile kind of thing. So, let's see what we can do here. Gorehound. I think here I want to just do this to the Gorehound. And then maybe try to save Strategic Betrayal if we can. To get the yard when it's a little bit bigger. Of course, they have another Gorehound. Yeah, so I think the plan is going to be Slasher, then Betrayal, and we'll just see where that goes. Well, maybe not. We might have other plans. No, I think I'm still doing this. Mostly because if we get an untapped land, we can do 2 things next turn, whereas if we did either one of these, we're stuck to just 1 action next turn. Let's see what we got here. There's good old Sephiroth. All right, now we really want an untapped land, because we'll be able to get everything. Come on, deck. Be there. Come on. Ah! That would have been so good. God, that's so brutal. All right, well, we gotta get rid of Sephiroth, right? I don't think we get much choice in the matter there. I wanted to get everything and then put them down to, like, low life total this turn, but this is fine. You know, trying to be greedy and everything. Hex? Sure. Strategic Betrayal is less exciting here, but that's okay. Yeah, we're going to go with this and attack, I think. I mean, you're likely still blocking. And then next turn, if they are chump blocking, we can consider getting something back with the Harvester, which could be a lot of fun. Yeah, we're just letting those through. So, well, that's cute. Let's attack. And that'll be the only thing going to the yard this turn. So let's go ahead and borrow one of them. And then I'm just going to play another one of these. Now, that could have been a time for Cecil plus Strategic Betrayal as well. Like, that would have been a totally reasonable option there. Well, 2 of those can't even block, so... Yeah, I was going to say, so you might as well do the thing. We'll get rid of this one. And actually, I'll just block with your own thing. Like, whatever. Send everything to the yard. Sure. We will... Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. All right, so we'll just hex that. I mean, hex either one, and then Strategic Betrayal. Yep, that'll do it. Man, that felt good, because we see this deck a lot on the ladder, or some version of it, but just never getting to a 4th land and holding on to this Avatar's Destiny was not a lot of fun, but it worked out okay. Turns out we didn't really ever have much in the graveyard, though, so it wasn't a huge loss, I guess. Oh, what do we do with this? I think we have to mulligan. That's tough, though. Keep this, and let's... Yeah, we'll put that back. This hand does not feel good to me. I'm not gonna lie. This feels very sus, as they would say. Oh, gosh. I'm trying to debate... Yeah, let's go ahead and just do this. Pass the turn. I'm just trying to think about turn 3, and I sort of wanted the Restless Cottage down, but... Yeah, sure. I mean, mostly because we didn't want these things getting out of control or whatever. Kind of know the drill when you're playing against the life gain decks. What you got to target, what you got to worry about. But maybe we'll draw an untapped land and none of this ever really matters. Okay, that solves some of the problems. Let's go ahead and go here. Tough part is I'm probably going to end up having to use Maelstrom Pulse on the Leyline, I hope. And that makes us kind of sad, but situation is what it is. Sure. If we attack, put the counter on the flyer. Yeah, let's do it. Alright. And this is just... Hope there's no shelter? Actually, a combo. Hope there's no shelter, and they only leave one creature back. Right? Because then we can get rid of the one creature. Okay, they're not going to attack with either. That's disappointing. Alright. Well, that puts us in a spot of having to make a real decision here. Because I don't have any other life gain. Like, I think we attack. Put the counter here. See if there's a chance they double block and want to move counters over or something. Interesting, they didn't block with Channeler and move the counters over. I was hoping that was going to be the action, but it wasn't. So I guess we just go here. And then just say, hey, at least you got to find another way to gain life for the time being. All right, another Leyline of Hope. All right, so now we're just firing off haymakers back and forth here, I guess. I don't... If we attack, we put them down to 11. This still won't untap. Let's do this first. Let's get some information. Saboteur and a Tiny Bones. Huh. Don't think we need Saboteur, but I'll take a Tiny Bones, actually. That's not terrible. Alright. Healer's Hawk, you got it. Lurker Bat, you got it. Nope, we're just taking it. Put this on a little bit of a clock that we don't love, but it's okay. Let's attack with Restless Cottage. Yeah, I'm getting in with both of these. Let's get rid of this. I don't think they're getting any of them back, realistically. Here's the problem, though. If we get rid of their Channeler, then it's going to make a flyer big enough to be a real problem, which we don't like. So I think we do this, and then we're just going to be priced into cracking a food at some point. There's a shelter. Get rid of tiny bones, I'm assuming. No. Well, slasher, that kind of makes sense, actually. But yeah, if that's all there is, then I guess we're okay. Oh, nice. How many creatures are in our graveyard? Just one? Dang it. Alright, so if they move over 5, that's 6. We'd have to play a blocker out of their yard. Hope they don't hit a shelter. I think we go with tiny bones here. I think that's the play. Because if they block, then we at least get back our dude, and that's cool. But they will go to 26, which gives them the Healer Hawk, so that's a whole thing. So yeah, it's a tough situation. Actually, if they block and that goes to 6, we can't win, actually. The opponent should just block. No, well... Alright, well, either way, we get one of their creatures now out of the yard, so we will take one of their flyers. And then... I think we're going to do this. Oh, I forgot. We get 2 things, because... This doesn't say from your graveyard, it just says if it enters your battlefield from a graveyard. Which is important. That's a big distinction. This gets to be very interesting, because if we block those, that flyer would be huge. This is a very peculiar situation. I don't know what the correct block is here. Because technically, we could block with everything. Wouldn't even need everything. We block with 2 things. The Diviner and the Saboteur. And then... I think that's correct. Well, yeah, we go for it. I think we're going to do it. They'll get to move counters. There's going to be a big Healer's Hawk. It's a whole thing, but it's fine. I think we force the opponent into a spot anyway where they're going to have to choose between blocking Tiny Bones and the Slasher, and we're okay with that. Because they're top decking anyway, right? Why did that not die? What did I do? What did I miss? Was that not 7 power to 7 toughness? Oh well, I screwed that up, whatever the situation was. That was bad. I don't even know what happened there. Oh well, we'll just have to do this all over again. I mean, block with one or the other. I don't mind here. Like, you do what you got to do. Sure. End the turn. We get to scry. Don't need that. Get to scry. Ooh, we will keep that, though. That is important. Oh, wait, no, because we're going to mill it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Because we have to block here. That doesn't change anything. I mean, I say that. Maybe we don't have to. We could chump block with our land. And then... Okay, so they're not even sending the Healer's Hawk in. Okay. So how do we get out of this situation? I think we get rid of the... Yeah, I think this is our plan. I don't love it, but I think this is our plan. Mostly because I want multiple blockers, so that we get to buy time to do what we need otherwise. Alright. We'll go ahead and crack this. We just go to 6 now. We'll do this to get rid of this. And yeah, no point. I already saw the stuff on the channeler. Don't worry about that in the comments. And they'll get to move their counters. Likely going to go to the Healer's Hawk flyer, I would think. Yeah, yeah. All right. Oh, they had another shelter. Dang it. Well, all right. Sure. Dang it. Had so much potential. All right. And we only flipped one creature? Oh, we got the worst. All right. Strategic Betrayal's at least kind of nice. Obviously, they're going to lose the Vanguard here. That's tough. That many creatures, and we basically had all the non-creatures in that exchange. So harsh. Attack with Cecil. This flips into a life linker. We get one block, maybe. Okay, cool. Obviously, we're blocking, hopefully to hit something relevant. And draw something relevant. That's kind of the other thing. Abigail's legit here, actually. Abigail's a flyer. I think we have to take that. And then put the counters... Alright. Because it still has lifelink, which is the important part. Alright, so now we attack and we have a little bit of wiggle room. Assuming they don't draw removal for Abigail, right? I guess we kind of have to just go for it. And this is like, if you have it, you have it, and that's ball game. But got to do what we can. You got to draw a land at one of these points, though, opponent. Like, seriously. Okay, thank you. Like, for the love of everything. Jeez. Alright, so now that gives us room where we don't have to block next turn. And we can use this, because we can put Decayed counters on each of the opponent's stuff. And then now they won't be able to attack effectively. Yes, I am sure I will pay for that. Alright. Now we're going to go up on life. Cool. So now they can't block. Even if they attack, they die. We're at 34 life. I think we're okay now. Took forever to get here, but I think we might have finally done it. The opponent is at 100 life, though. Let's be honest. Like, that's a lot. Let's go attacking. Sure. All right. Not going to play Abigail yet. We'll wait and see if we find something better to do with it. At some point... Oh, we won! We won! I was literally about to say, at some point, they're going to have to draw lands, right? Because they were only on their 5th land, and we are, I don't even know, 10 turns deep into this game. So at some point, they were going to miss. We bring their life total down. We bring their life total down. So this would have hit for 12. So they would have gone down. Well, we're probably attacking with this too. So let's say we do 12, 16, 18. They go all the way down to, what is that? Like 84? And then down to 40 something. And then they're within range of us actually being able to do a thing. But man, that was a lot of work. That was the thing. Like, an opponent gained a ton of life that game. And us coming back from that scenario, all thanks to this Avatar's Destiny. Love it. You know, this deck has a lot to talk about. I mean, and I think this is the type of deck that it can go a lot of different ways, right? Because at its core, it is kind of just a mid-rangey Golgari deck, right? It has cards you've seen before, obviously, with like Cecil, Llanowar Elves, strategic betrayal, you know, unstoppable slasher, whatever. But that element of having the Twilight Diviner, the Harvester, sort of brings it into a little bit different space, and the Avatar Destiny or whatever. But I do think if we wanted to go harder on something like Avatar Destiny, there is a card that almost made the cut here for me in Lorwyn. And I don't know if everybody knows what this card does, but it does let you mill 4, so it kind of sets up the yard. Also puts a creature or land from them on the top of your library. So you set up your next draw, which is super nice. And then late in the game, it's like, all right, maybe I make a bunch of like 1/1s or whatever to block with. Or because the thing is, the deck has 30 creatures. So it's pretty likely you'll hit a creature or have some reasonable number of creatures in the yard. And that does make Avatar Destiny more viable. Like, even in a cute combo, you could play Avatar Destiny. If you were to mill a Lorwyn, you could get this back. So now you added more cards to the graveyard to have a bigger creature with the Avatar Destiny, right? So that's an option. Like, is it something the deck needs to do? I don't know. Like, it was fine. Like, but here's the thing at the end of everything, right? Sometimes we just play other cards because we want to play other cards. Is this particularly better than the myriad of other Golgari things you can do? Like, we have the landfall combo. We've got just the mid-rangey power cards, right? Even some aggressive versions with counters. There's a bunch of stuff you can do with Golgari right now that are all very good. This obviously is fine. You can win some games with this. The weakest card in here is probably no Priest of Oblivion. I could see turning this into something else for sure. The others all kind of play their role pretty well. But like we were saying earlier in the opener, like, we could cut these two, play one more Strategic Betrayal, and you'll just be at 60 cards, right? And still be playing whatever that is, 28 creatures or something. I think right now it's at 30. So, like, that would be a reasonable option if you want to do that. Give you more removal, more ways to deal with graveyards, and then the rest of the deck can just do what it does. The other thing is, the deck doesn't have a big card for a payoff, right? We were doing a lot of work with a bunch of small creatures. We kind of use Avatar Destiny to make a big creature. So if you wanted to play just like Aclazotz, the actual like demon Aclazotz or whatever, right? Or that could be fine if you want to do that. I think if you wanted to obviously play Ouroboros, those cards are still good. So there are a lot of options you could do with this. Like, is this playable? Yeah, it won more than 50% of its games. That's kind of all you're really aiming for, right? So you can ladder up. So it does that. But yeah, it's a very strategic deck to play, which is fun if that's your jam. But I'll leave that up to y'all to decide. But link will be over on Moxfield, like usual. Go load your stuff there. They support the channel. But that's all of you for now. We'll see you next time.